So it's been crazy. Like all my life, I just wanted to be good at like one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy because I never thought I'd be great at anything, right? So I would sit in my room and I just think about something I could be good at. Like I did drumline, but I wasn't great at that. Not like the greatest. You know, then I did the military and I wasn't great at that. I was pretty good, but I wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? Like the greatest. I wasn't the greatest. So I always wanted to be the greatest. So I had to find something that I could do to make me great. Now I remember my mom leaving back in the day to go to work. My dad's at work. And it's about to be Thanksgiving. And some friends came over. And I had these clippers, right? Not edgers, clippers. These are things you cut your hair with, not the things you line your head up with. And I tried to take these clippers and impress these guys by doing my lineup. And I pushed my hairline, it's right here. You know what this is, Ricky? Like that right there. I mean, I pushed it all the way back. And it was so bad. It looked so horrible. My mom was so mad. My dad was mad. And I got so much trouble. I had to go to the barbershop. They were laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? So be it. You keep going. And my dad left for Korea. And I couldn't really afford to keep getting my hair cut at the barbershop. So I had to cut my own hair. You know, my mom, you know, she would play around and she'd say, boy, you get that hair, you don't get that haircut, you just make me want to whoop you longer. And I was like, man, I want to whoop me longer. But, you know, that's just something she say. But I had to figure out something to do. So I went upstairs and I grabbed my clippers and I cut them on. And my dad told me to go against the grain, which means backwards. But I said I did it and I did my lineup. And guess what? It came out pretty good. I came downstairs, my mom was like, who did that? You did that? And I was like, yes ma'am, I did it, you know. Now I don't gotta pay for haircuts, so I'm just cutting my own hair. Eventually people at school, they start noticing my hair. And they're like, man, this guy's good. Like, you mind cutting me? So people were getting me to cut their hair before drumline battles. And then somebody invited me to their house to cut their hair. And I went, and I did all right. I never got a call back, but I feel like I did all right. But then I go in the military, and I got these clippers, right? And I'm just in there and I'm cutting people's hair. But you know, I never thought I was good at it. You hear me? You heard me? I said I never thought I was good at cutting my hair. I thought it was just something I like to do. You know, I remember when I learned how to fade and stuff, but I thought it was just something I like to do. And so then I'm getting ready to get out of the military. Yahweh told me to get out and go to ministry full time. I'm like, oh, ministry. You know what? Well, I don't know what to do. So what I did was I decided to get out and go to barber school. My mentor told me to pick something I was good at, that I just like to do. So I picked barber school. I had never been great at anything. I get to barber school and I act like I don't know anything while I'm there. The first 3 months while I'm there, I'm homeless. You know what homeless means? You have no home, you have nowhere to stay, right? But I stayed at some people's house every now and again. But sometimes I slept in my car, Ricky. I slept in my car, man. And then when I slept in the car, I would have to wash at the gym, and then I'd have to go to school. After I slept in the car all night, I had to go to school. I go to school, and man, I do great. You know what I'm saying? I do great at school, but nobody would ever know what I was going through. I know I come home at night sometimes, after my family moved there, got the house and everything, and I get home, and this person would tell me, you're nothing. That's not a real man's job. Cutting hair, you'll never be that great at cutting hair. It's not a real man's job. You're a real man's job. And guys, I got discouraged. I was like, man, I'm really hurting here. I'm sad because, man, like, I was like, what I'm gonna do? I was like, people in my life think that I'm not good at this, and they can't provide I remember one night I had no money, man, and I went back to the school. I didn't make any tips that day. I went back to school, and I just asked my buddy if he could let me borrow $4 to get a pack of bread. $4, man. I had to borrow $4. But I did that. I remember then I got blessed with this amount of money, and I just blessed this guy. You know what I'm saying? Because after somebody blesses you, you got to bless them, right? So I blessed this guy with a whole bunch of money that I had, you know, that I felt he deserved. And he was happy about it. I was happy about it. You know what I'm saying? Certain people weren't, but, you know, whatever. I got back to school, and I had a breakdown one day. And I remember telling my instructor, Brad, I was like, Brad, man, I don't want to cut hair anymore. I said, I'm going to leave. I got to go get me another job. I gotta do something because this isn't gonna work. I was sad. And Brad looks at me and he says, hey man, he says, you gotta do this. Man, you gotta do this. You gotta go and be great. You gotta be a great barber out there, man. The world's waiting on you. He said, but don't quit. He said, you're one of the best barbers I've ever seen. He said, I lost my dad in barber school, but I had to keep going. He said, you gotta keep going too. And it's all gonna pay off. So I go on into that year after I officially graduate barber school, and I get into this one shop, and I'm only making a little bit of money to sustain. It wasn't a great place for me, so I decided to switch shops. And when I switched, I started making almost $2,000 a week. $2,000 a week, man. And I started making big money cutting hair. And I was getting good. I mean, real good. I went to a barber battle once, and the only reason I didn't win is because I was in barber college still. The only reason I didn't take first place is because I was still in barber college. I lost to some other guys that can't even cut. You think I was mad? Yeah, I was mad, but then I was happy because I almost won. And then I competed in my next battle in South Carolina when I moved to South Carolina, and I won. Best barber overall. Got a big old barber belt. It's crazy, right? It's like a wrestling belt. You seen it, right? I had the wrestling belt, man. I felt so good. I was like, yeah, I'm winning. I'm winning. Get down here to Georgia, and then I just keep cutting hair, man. This is something I love to do. Like in life, you're gonna find one thing that you're really good at. You might be good at drawing, singing, anything. You might not think you're the greatest, but just keep working on it, right? If you love to do it, and you might not be the greatest, just keep working on it, because eventually, it's gonna pay off. That's one thing I learned, man. That's it. And so, that's all I had to say, y'all. That's all I had to say, y'all. And I hope that everybody goes out and they be great. Come check me out. I'm in Georgia. I work in a shop in Lithonia, Georgia, across the street from the mall. It's called The Gentleman's Touch. Type it in on GPS. Y'all come see me. Come check me out. I'm going to show you everything I got. Because cutting hair ain't just a job for me. It's art. And I love to make my art show everywhere. Y'all holler at me. Shalom.